The ground opened and swallowed the queen's crown. Disowned Princess Part 3. By the 6th day of selection, the crowd of young men and maidens who were participating in the tournament were lessened. They were completely out of breath and regretting why they came for the selection. The most qualified young men were handpicked by the king himself, while the most qualified maidens were selected by the high-ranking royal housekeeper. The future queen was to make the final decision on her entourage. The 7th day came when King Asha was to pick his new queen. Kings and queens from other kingdoms arrived to honor the ceremony. Entertainers blast melodious songs and fascinating dance steps. Plenty food and drinks with lots of gifts and souvenirs were shared among the people. While Farsi sat in the royal quarters with princesses and maidens from influential background, King Asha made sure she got everything she wanted. As the royal horns blew, the entire palace courtyard fell silent. The moment had come. King Asha, dressed in deep gold robes, stitched with the royal lion insignia, stood before the cheering crowd. He raised his staff of authority and slowly walked toward the royal platform, where the selected maidens stood in a row, dressed in expensive silks and beaded laces, and beaming with hope. Farsi stood in front of them, with her head up high, as she stared at the king with lustful eyes, wearing the smile of a winner on her lips. The other princesses whispered and glanced at her, aware of her influence and how the king had been favoring her all week. Then, a deafening thunder roared from the sky and shook the earth. People shouted as the ground continued to shake. All of a sudden, the late queen's royal crown, which rested atop a silk pillow on the pedestal behind the king, began to vibrate, shimmer, and then it levitated. Before anyone could react, the ground beneath the pedestal cracked wide open, and with a loud, angry growl, it swallowed the crown whole. The entire ceremony turned upside down. Young men and maidens shielded their faces from what had happened as the older women wept and sang ancestral song, while the older men shook their heads in disbelief. The royal guests from neighboring kingdoms stayed quiet as the elders of Igbedidi ran forward, trying to control the situation.